Located in the southern part of the Asian continent, South Asia has a huge geographical area housing over one-fifth of the world's population. South Asia, covering the countries of Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, comprises 3% of the world's area, about 23% of the world population and about 3.3% of the global economy as of 2017. The region, with large geographical diversity from the high mountains to the coastal regions, has its people as the biggest asset, with a large concentration between the age group of 15 to 24 years. It has huge pool of skilled manpower and low-cost workforce with large pool of educated professionals and abundance of natural resources, and is one of the fastest growing regions in the world. South Asia is one of the least integrated regions in the world. Intra-regional trade accounts for less than 5% of South Asia's total trade compared to 25% in ASEAN. Intra-regional investment is less than 1% of overall investment. With greater cooperation in trade and investment, economic integration and people-to-people interaction, intra-regional trade in goods in South Asia could reach up to a potential of $50 billion. To reach the destination of mutual progression towards better cooperation, greater regional integration and a progressive economy, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation was founded. SAARC comprises of 8 member states. The 8 member states have joined the association's march in promoting people's welfare, accelerating economic growth, social progress and cultural development in the region. The April 2010 summit hosted by Thimphu was momentous as it had a historic outcome. The 8 heads of states agreed that a regional body was needed to move beyond rhetorical posturing to concrete cooperation. Therefore, to be better connected, empowered, fed, educated, and to achieve comparable success with other regional organizations, the SAARC Development Fund was born. SDF serves as the umbrella financial institution for SAARC projects and programs. Its sole purpose is to strengthen regional integration and cooperation among member states through project collaboration. And in doing so, the SDF also identifies, studies prospect and approve projects, finance approved projects in the region, leverages funding by arranging and mobilizing finance, providing grants for projects and providing technical assistance among others. With its secretariat in Bhutan's capital Thimphu, SDF has an authorized capital of $1.5 billion. It is supported by SAARC member states by way of capital and voluntary contributions.
SDF has a goal to become a leading financial institution for South Asia, especially for SAARC programs and projects. SDF has worked out their own strategic plan in the form of a roadmap, which we call it Strategic Plan 2020. It has gone strategies and action plan for future. Under this strategy and action plan, SDF is intending to form a consortium of funding institutions for South Asia and then raise the capital funds after strengthening their credit portfolio, and we could be in a position to fund project in a large scale where the capital is more required. And we are very confident SDF could become a leading financial institution in a very short period of time once all the 3 windows are fully activated, and we could be in a position to provide that development and impact at the grassroots level. And our mandate is to promote the region as a whole. So we will provide the regional integration and economic connectivity among the member states.
SDF has built a capacity to meet all the necessary requirements as a regional financial institution for financing the various cross-border projects in the SAARC member states in the most professional and prudent manner. Various departments have been set up for the in-depth analysis of the various project proposals received from the various SAARC member states. SDF has three funding windows: social window, economic window, and infrastructure window. The social window primarily funds projects inter alia on poverty alleviation, social development focusing on education, health, human resources development, support to vulnerable and disadvantaged segments of the society, funding needs of communities, micro-enterprises, rural infrastructure development. The economic window primarily extends funding to non-infrastructure projects related to trade and industrial development, agriculture, service sector, science and technology, and other non-infrastructure areas. And the infrastructure window mainly funds projects in areas such as energy, power, transportation, telecommunications, environment, tourism, and other infrastructure areas. With a view to fostering socio-economic development in the region and achieving the objectives, SDF has so far allocated budgets worth $73.75 million for various projects. The amount of budgets allocated for the countries in various projects is $8.39 million for Afghanistan, $11.09 million for Bangladesh, $8.81 million for Bhutan, $3.12 million for India, $6.05 million for Maldives, $10.53 million for Nepal, $8.09 million for Pakistan, $7.43 million for Sri Lanka. SDF is implementing a large number of projects encompassing all South Asian countries to foster socio-economic development and regional cooperation and integration. Some of the SDF-funded projects are strengthening the livelihood initiative for home-based workers in SAARC region, Phase 1 and 2. This project is playing a significant role in all the member states, especially in the areas of women empowerment, promoting development and inclusive growth. Strengthening maternal and child health, including immunization. In improving maternal and child health in the SAARC region, this project has had great impact. Countries like Bangladesh have shown tremendous success in reducing the infant mortality rate, and importance of this project is significant in this regard. Scaling up of zero energy cold storage (ZECS) technology for the horticultural commodities in the high hills of SAARC countries. The major thrust of this project is on the dissemination of technology for quality production and enhancing the shelf life of horticulture commodities, and it has left a significant impact in the project countries. Promoting integrated bamboo-based enterprise development among SAARC countries. At the micro-enterprise level, this project focuses more on making entrepreneurs capable enough to address their own economic problems, and therefore the activities are self-sustainable. And at the national and regional institutional level, the project targets at larger outreach of sustainable development by building the capacities, plugging the identified gaps among key public and private organizations, and creating linkages for the entrepreneurs. Empowering rural communities, reaching the unreached. Employment generation and creation of new economic activities using ICT, ensure government services in rural areas, and reduce turnaround time and fully functional union information and service centers, community e-centers, and village development committees. South Asia Initiative to End Violence Against Children, SIVAC. Children are better protected through a comprehensive child protection systems set up at regional and national levels that prevent, mitigate and respond to violence against children. And governments, civil society, NGOs, UN and children formalize linkages to better cooperate, share experiences and learning for increased impact on actions to end violence against children. Post-harvest management and value addition of fruits in production catchments in SAARC countries. This project has tremendous outcomes in some areas of the agriculture sector. Because of the intervention of this project, post-harvest losses of existing losses have reduced by 25%. Quality of fruits has improved to a great extent, and employment opportunities have been created, and enhancement in income has taken place due to the introduction and adaptation of appropriate post-harvest management and value addition technologies. SAARC Regional Interprofessional Masters Program in Rehabilitation Science. SAARC Regional Interprofessional Masters Program in Rehabilitation Science has been successful in establishing a network for translating graduate research into community client-centered and evidence-based practice both in Bangladesh and participating SAARC countries. Toll-free helplines for women and children in SAARC member states. Under this initiative, the toll-free helplines for women and children in SAARC member states program has been initiated. It has increased accessibility for women and children and other stakeholders to helpline and referral services, and most importantly, it has played an important role in reducing the incidences of violence against women and children in SAARC member states. Strengthening of water, sanitation and hygiene, WASH services in selected areas of SAARC countries. The intervention of the WASH project has not only ensured equitable and adequate supply of water at the household level in the project locations, but also improved water use efficiency and quality of water. Moreover, exchange programs for experience and knowledge sharing on good practices in WASH in SAARC region is playing a pivotal role in addressing the water and sanitation challenges of the whole South Asia. SDF proposes to co-finance cross-border projects in trade, investment and infrastructure development to promote regional cooperation and economic integration of South Asia. SDF is committed to address the need of bridging the infrastructure gap in the region by acting as a catalyst in infrastructure funding by co-financing of projects through formation of consortium of funding agencies.
The biggest challenge in South Asia, what we could see, there's infrastructure gaps is there. According to World Bank, there's a need for the investment from $1.7 trillion up to $2.5 trillion, which is required to be invested in order to upgrade the infrastructure or to create a new infrastructure.
SDF envisages creation of South Asia Economic Union in region for harnessing the economic prosperity of South Asia. Considering that the region faces huge demand for infrastructure investment and limited available financial resource, it is important for all the development partners to join hands together to achieve the objective of closing infrastructure funding gap in the region. SAARC Development Fund has activated its infrastructure window by, in principle, approving two important cross-border infrastructure projects in energy sector in the SAARC region with proposed SDF credit exposure of up to cumulative $30 million. Apart from the mentioned projects, SDF is also going to implement a number of new programs. The new programs are Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises MSME Funding Program. The countries of South Asia have made significant development in recent years. Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises MSME are an important channel for providing intra-SAARC trade, inclusive and sustainable regional development of South Asia, thereby facilitating regional integration. As per United Nations Development Programme UNDP Report 2017, MSME serve as the backbone of all sectors in the economy and are an important source of employment and poverty reduction. They can play an important role in promoting spatially balanced, inclusive growth and ensuring more equitable distribution outcomes. SDF proposes to co-finance projects that facilitate infrastructure creation, research and development, product development, technology upgradation, among others. Such a measure is likely to create access to financial services which can, in turn, boost job creation, raise income, reduce vulnerability, and increase investments in human capital in SAARC member states. SDF is in the process of launching the Social Enterprise Development Program (SEDP), focusing on 3 thematic areas: agribusiness, healthcare, and renewable energy. The program aims to support and promote sustainable social enterprise business models that will have positive impact on the population at the base of the pyramid, contributing towards eradication of poverty and empowerment of the vulnerable communities. Though South Asia is more discussed for its problems such as poverty, overpopulation, the region is considered highly potential because of its geostrategic, geo-economic importance and human resources. The diversity of the SAARC region offers a huge opportunity for trade, investment and economic growth, and it has been well reflected through the region's remarkable success in the recent decades. The SAARC region is very wide and heterogeneous geographically, and it poses the challenge for the member states in maintaining regional competitiveness and complementarily. And the best solution to such challenges should be to strengthen regional connectivity and trade facilitation, which would further support regional economic integration.
The South Asia has taken the lead in terms of growth. There is the highest level of the GDP growth. The investment opportunities are tremendous. South Asia has got the young, talented, skilled manpower. SDF has to play a very important role here in this region. There are about 12 projects which we are implementing right now. We have already committed more than $73 million for the social sector projects. Out of that, $47 million has been disbursed also. Fortunately, SDF is growing at a much faster speed in the recent time and activated its infrastructure window also. Apart from that, we are going to activate economic window very shortly. Right now, SDF is acting as a co-funder with the bigger financial institutions. Later on, we could take up a call as the sole funder of the project also. So in future, you could see that SDF is going to become a bigger financial institution as a central institution for South Asia, with the help of some of the bigger financial institutions also, with whom we are going to work out the strategic alliance joint venture, and we will form a consortium of funding agencies. All will work together in order to promote the basic infrastructure needs of the member states.
SDF intends to increase its engagements for cooperation and international collaboration with other international and regional organizations, financial institutions, multilateral organizations and banks, etc., in order to make SDF a vibrant and more effective funding institution across the SAARC region. SAARC Development Fund, promoting regional integration through project funding and collaboration.